Hi guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hi, how's everybody doing? I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 8:39 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today? Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Monday the 10th of January.
And Alexa, what's the weather like? Alexa, what's the weather?
Right now in Rochester, it's 1 degree Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Throughout the day, you can expect more of the same, with a high of 7 degrees and a low of 1 degree.
Right guys, so yesterday I went to bed about 1 in the morning. Not intentionally, I just did. I was messing around on my phone playing games. I tried to get into the television, but I find it's all repeats. And you know, I watched Superman at the cinema when I think it was about 13, 14, 15. I watched Superman and I'm 53 now and I'm sick and tired of seeing Superman and repeats from years ago. When you think of all the films there are in the archives and what they put on television is complete crap. It really is. I couldn't find anything to watch yesterday at all. During the week you've got The Chase, you've got The Apprentice, you've got Dragon's Den, you've got really good quiz shows. You know, I've even been watching repeats of Ryland Clark and Supermarket Sweep. Do you remember when Dale Winton presented Supermarket Sweep? When that first came out, I used to love that. What I wouldn't love is to win a supermarket sweep around the supermarket, just filling up my basket with everything in it. But yesterday there was absolutely F all on the television. And considering how many films and TV series and programs there are, Christmas wasn't up to much either. I don't know what's going on, but everything's got so bland and boring. Right, so I went to bed at 1 o'clock, right, and you know, my phone goes on and off during the night. People text me because I've got people that speak to me from America, so my phone's going off all night long at different times. So yeah, it was interesting last night. It was very interesting. Right, so I've made myself a cup of coffee. Lovely, jubbly cup of coffee. And let's go through my iPhone and see what I've got, messages and emails I've got this morning. And I have my cup of coffee, I've had my banana, I've fed my 2 cats and I've fed Max and he's getting ready to go out for a walk in a moment. So WAP 1967 has sent me a message. My DVD is on its way from Amazon. It's been dispatched. The railway man has been dispatched. But no, there's not a lot really going on. It's been quite quiet and uninteresting. Alexa, can you put LBC Radio on, please?
LBC London from Global Player.
Developers, the freeholders, those with big bucks and big balance sheets, rather than the leaseholders, the individuals who have in many cases been trapped in unsafe buildings and also trapped unable to move because mortgage costs have been impossible to meet.
And it's specifically on certain people as regards the meterage, if there is such a word, of where they find their apartments or houses. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the government's already stepped in, and my predecessors have secured buildings perhaps to deal with high-rise buildings, and in most, but not all, regrettably, of those high-rise buildings in scope, work is either completed or ongoing. But it's also the case that there are other 11 to 18 metre buildings which do need work. These mid-rise buildings do need work in some cases, but the other thing we need to do is to make sure that while we absolutely ensure that everyone is in a building that is safe, we also get a sense of proportion, because it has been the case that there have been some companies who have been making money by saying that certain buildings are unsafe and more work is required, when that work really isn't required for safety. So you've had a sort of double problem, both some people, some commercial players who haven't stood up to make buildings safe, and then other commercial players who've preyed on risk as well.
What happens to my listeners who are in buildings that are between 0 and 11 metres then, Secretary of State?
Well, in most cases, in almost every case, those buildings will be safe in fire terms. But it's important, and one of the reasons why I've been talking to the National Fire Chief Council and others, it's important that we, as quickly and authoritatively as possible, make sure that we can provide people with confidence. And it's also the case that there is a new handy guide that we're producing today, which will enable any surveyor or any appropriate professional to conduct a sort of audit of a building in order to assess whether or not it is safe in fire safety terms.
How many buildings are we talking about that are currently unsafe? What's the number, Mr. Gove?
Well, that is part of the challenge, that we've relied so far on the owners of these buildings, the responsible figures coming forward and saying, look, I have a cladding problem, or I have another problem, it needs remediation, it needs handling. And not everyone has come forward. So we are talking about thousands of buildings.
But how many thousand?
Well, again, we can't be absolutely precise about the exact number in scope. That is one of the things that I hope that we can do in conversation with owners and with developers at the moment.
But you won't need reminding that Grenfell took place in 2017. We're coming up
Yeah,
to 5 years. I appreciate not on your watch, you've the relatively recent housing story. After nearly 5 years, we still don't know how many properties we're talking about.
Well, we know that we're talking at just over 100,000 flats in scope.
Stop. I don't know how many Michael Gove said there, but it was quite a lot, hesitating. Anyways, in the news this morning, it's Good Morning, and Ben was talking amongst a group of cows. Ben was. Very highly interesting stuff, guys, and I'll see you later.